Hi, Matt. So I'm just kind of wanted to check in with you to see how things have been going since our last visit. So if you could just kind of give me an overview of any updates that you have, and just kind of let me know how you've been doing physically and mentally, and just let me know how things are going. Okay?
Well, I haven't been doing too great recently. Feel like I've been living in a fog and it's been hard. I stopped taking my medications. Um, haven't been sleeping or eating that well. Haven't left the house or had a shower in a couple of days. It's just, it's hard.
Okay. So what I've gotten so far is that you've stopped taking your meds. You've kind of just been struggling with your everyday things that you do, like taking a shower, eating, just kind of doing things around the house, and you just kind of have no motivation. Is there anything else that I'm missing that's been going on with you?
Um, I mean, I've been drinking a bit more to help sort of take the edge off, but that hasn't really been helping that much.
Okay. So regarding your drinking, what is the difference in your drinking versus when you were taking your medications, versus now when you're not taking your medications? Like, is it increased a whole bunch? Just what's the difference going on?
Well, when I was on my medications, I didn't drink all that much, but now I'm having 3 to 4 drinks a night just to help me sleep.
Okay. So I am glad that you have the insight into your drinking right now, and that you're able to notice that it has increased and kind of what you're using the drinking for. So that does take a lot of strength to have that insight. Um, so why do you think you decided that you no longer needed to take your meds, or why did you decide to stop them?
Well, I was feeling pretty good. I was in a good place. I left the house and went to a job interview, first one in a while. I felt like it went pretty good. I ended up not getting the job, but they said they would hold on to my application and my resume in case a new position opened up. So I just felt like with that step in the right direction, I thought I could stop taking my meds and start living life on my own without having to depend on the chemicals.
Yeah, I definitely understand not wanting to take the meds every day. It is a lot. So, is one of the issues that you're currently dealing with in regards to your meds, do you forget to take them? Is it just too much work for you? What exactly is your reasoning besides that you just kind of don't want to depend on them?
It's a lot to it, it's a lot to deal with early in the morning. It's a lot of bottles and things I have to remember taking, and it's just hard sometimes. I'm not a morning person, and it can be a bit much for me.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm also not a morning person, so I definitely see where you're coming from in that. So one option that you can look into and that I can help you look into is something that your pharmacy can set up for you. It's called a MediSet. So what that does is your pharmacist will put all of your medications in one container, every single one that you have to take, and they just kind of open it for that day slot and that time slot, and you just take it right then and there. Is that something that you just might be interested in? Would that help you?
It The pharmacist fills it up, so I don't have to do that.
Correct. When you pick it up, everything's just already ready to go for you.
And do I have to pick it up every week or?
Nope. Sometimes it can come in a 30-day supply, so you only have to pick it up once a month.
Oh, that sounds like it would be a bit easier for me.
Okay. Would you like my help with that? Getting that set up and calling the pharmacy?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So at the end of the session, before you leave, we can definitely help get that going for you. Um, so back to the job interview that you talked about. Is getting a job still important to you?
Yeah, I think for me right now, having having that structure would help out, and having a bit of extra cash would make things a little easier.
Okay. Um, yeah, so when we first met, you definitely talked about the job being one of the important parts of your goals and one of your main goals. Like you said, you wanted to increase your income and you just kind of wanted to get out of the house and just kind of have a purpose to get up and get out of your house a little bit more. So, what are some steps you think you can take to help get some of that motivation back?
Well, starting to see that maybe the meds helped a bit more than I gave them credit for. So I should probably start taking them again to help me get the motivation to leave the house and go out and hunt for more jobs.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely glad again that you're able to kind of now that we've talked about it a little bit more, you're able to notice a little bit of a difference in yourself versus when you're on meds versus when you're not. Um, and then in regards to some more motivation and just kind of getting yourself back on track, during our last session, we did talk about some coping strategies that you can use when your thoughts are racing and you're just kind of feeling down. What kind of coping skills have you been using since our last session?
Well, been leaning heavily into my art skills. I've been drawing and coloring some pictures to sort of help me think. They do help. It helps give me something to do and take my mind off of whatever's bothering me and just give me something productive that I feel like is really mine that I can be proud about.
So you previously talked about your friends being a good support system for you. Have you been in contact with your friends at all? Have you been kind of leaning on them since you've kind of been isolating yourself? I know it's been difficult for you, but how have you been incorporating your friends into your life recently?
Well, it's been hard to just reach out to people. I feel like they don't want to be burdened with any of my problems, so I've just been hanging out at home by myself, not really reaching out to anyone. So I haven't heard from them in a while.
Okay. So what are some steps that you can take to kind of mend, not necessarily mend, but kind of get back into the routine you were having with your friends in your life?
Well, when I start feeling better, I should probably reach out to them and see if there's anything we can do and just put myself back out there.
Okay. That definitely sounds like a good plan. So far in this session, we've kind of gone over what really made you stop taking your meds, and you said you just felt like you didn't need them, and it was kind of also a burden to have to wake up and think about taking them every day. So we talked about getting a Mediset set up. And then you also talked about how that job interview made you feel and that you were kind of having some positivity in your life. You had some motivation. And you really want to get back to that. And you said beginning your meds will be the first step to doing that. We've gone over your coping skills as well. And I'm extremely excited to know that you have been utilizing some of your art skills. I definitely encourage you to continue that. And then you also mentioned just kind of reaching out to your friends. In the past, again, you've mentioned them being such a great support system for you. So I definitely encourage you to continue that. So between now and our next session, what are some things that you can kind of just focus on in particular between now and the next week or so?
Well, I know I need to start taking my meds again, so even though I don't have the Medi kit, I can start back up with that. I'll stick with um, my drawings and keep using that, and I'll have to reach out to my friends, start cleaning the house, and probably eat better.
Okay. It definitely sounds like you have a good plan and you got kind of some goals and stuff to focus on in the next week or so. So I definitely just kind of want you to stay focused and just kind of think about your end goals and what you kind of want out of your life, okay?
All right,
All right.
works for me.
All right. Thanks, Matt. And then we'll just kind of go from there in the next thing and see what progress you've made, okay?
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.